Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Tonight, we are talking about the case of Summer Moon Utah Wells, who vanished from her Rogersville home on June 15th, 2021. Since then, there's been no sighting of where Summer is. And a few months ago or so, the TBI was at Van Hill Road. And tonight, we're going to be talking a lot more about that with some receipts, you could say, and what that means. Is this a coincidence? Does someone know something? A lot to talk about. Gather around on the other side of this.
I've walked through storms in scars and grace, smile through pain with a painted face. They call me too loud, too much, too strong, but honey, that's the reason I belong. Every scar's a scripture, every tear's a hymn. I found my worth where the light grew dim. They tried to break me, but here's the twist. I turned my pain into a clenched fist. I'm an unbreakable woman, born of fire and pearl. I shine like grace in a reckless world. You can test my faith, you can shake my plan, but I'll rise again. Just watch me judged by the gloss, not the cause. But God don't build weak hearts from gold. He made me fierce and he made me bold. I bend, I pray, I roar, I rise with mascara, tears and battle cries. Don't need your crown, I forge my own. From ashes, honey, I build my throne. I'm an unbreakable soul, dressed in truth and pearls. The fire don't scare me, it lights my world. You can doubt my voice, but you'll hear my name. I'm holy and hood, and I'm done with shame. For everyone called too much, too loud, too real. You're not to anything. You're exactly what power looks like. I'm an unbreakable soul, through the fight and flame. My scars are stories, my strength, my faith. Faith in my heart, fire in my clothes, forever divine. Clutch them pearls.
Really clutch, better tighten the pearls. Drop the cold facts, got the truth for the world. No smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch. Really clutch, better tighten the pearls. Drop the cold facts, got the truth for the world. No smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch. Coming in clutch. Coming in clutch, better tighten the pearls. Dropping cold facts, got the truth for the world. No smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch. Coming in clutch.
Well, hello, 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 everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options, anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is February 18th, 2026. It is currently 5:56 p.m. in the East Coast of the United States. Yeah. Hello, my beautiful chat. Good to see everyone. Thank you all so much for joining me. I know we have been hot and heavy on the case out of Oklahoma, not Oklahoma, Arizona. Savannah Guthrie's mother, Nancy Guthrie's case. However, kind of taking a break from that unless something major breaks, but nothing's really going on right now that's notable in the case. And I've been meaning to get to this live. I've had this for a few weeks, anyways, more than that, actually. And what it is about the Summer Moon Utah Wells case. Summer was, in my opinion, she was a 5-year-old little girl who went missing out of Rogersville, Tennessee on June 15th, 2021. She had just recently had a birthday. She would be 10 years old if she was, found alive today. However, she was, we know that she was on the earth for 5 years, but after that, it's been another 5 years that almost she's been missing here. Very, very sad case. And recently they went to Ben Hill Road. TBI agencies went to the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, went to Van Hill Road. And, different, excuse me, one. I got a tickle in my throat, man. Sorry about that. And there's been a lot of different, where everyone stands on this case. Nobody knows at the end of the day what happened to Summer Wells, but some of people that is, we'll say, affiliated or linked to the property has spoken out. And I want to show you some of the text messages with that and all that. One thing that I do want to say is that in the Summer Moon Utah Wells case, everyone is innocent unless and until proven guilty, or nobody's been named a suspect, if you will. Although Ronnie Lawson, the sheriff, he did say that Don and Candace Wells weren't cooperating a long time ago, over 2 years ago. And there's that. So guys, before we get started, if you don't mind, do me a big old favor and please hit that thumbs up button. Would greatly, greatly appreciate that. And share the live out for extra bonus points. It would mean so much. Good to see you, Miss Connie. Love your help with this. Thank you so much, Miss Connie. Good to see you, my friend. How you doing? Appreciate you, my love. And Jen, 14 months coming in plus. How you doing, baby? Much love to you, Miss Jen. How you doing? Appreciate you. I will say, I'm going to give you my opinion on uh, this dude that has somewhat spoken out on Summer's case, if you will, more that he spoke out on the TBI being there. Um, Brian finds truth. It spoke to him as well. Um, I'll be honest with you. I don't think I'm not. I'm just going to be blunt with you guys. Not a fan. Not a fan of this Frank guy whatsoever. To be quite honest with you, um, he wants to talk about how can I put it? Um, he'll like want to talk about YouTubers like um making money off Summer's case or whatever, that stuff. Um and yet he's asking for money himself. So there's that. And I'll show you. I've got a lot of receipts. Some I'm not going to put out today. Some I might put out later. Uh but he is no different, in my opinion, than Stacy Wandra. I mean, he is, but he's not. Uh, so he's been contacting a lot of different YouTubers. I know that, and trying to do his thing. Um, so there's that. Thank you so much, Jackie. Thank you so much. So, are they doing polys on the Guthrie case? They are supposedly doing polys right now on the Guthrie case, yes, to certain individuals, but don't know who yet. Don't know who yet. I know that's like the big story right now, but I just needed a break. I needed a break from the Guthrie case for a minute. It's there's a lot, but there's also like it's a lot as well. You know what I mean? So, make sure you watch Ryan Finds Truth. He did a video on his conversation with Mr. Hill. I will say that Mr. Hill has not been, or anyone at that property has been named a suspect, a person of interest, anything like that. But what I will say is my opinion on those things. And I don't believe for a second that TBI wouldn't be there unless they have good reason to. Really good fucking reason to. Okay. And I've got pictures as well. So don't forget you guys remember when Dawn Wells tried to run over Candace. Hey, Joy, good to see Joyce. Good to see you, honey. Linda, Jen, Saucy, Lori, everyone, Sassy. Thank you all so much for joining me. Please hit that thumbs up button. So I want to show you this picture right here. It's got a timestamp on it of this says December 5th, 2024 at 2:40 a.m. This is weird to me. This photo, and I think this photo's been floating around for a while. We know that this photo's been floating around for a while, but what is in this photo is this is Dawn and Candace's car. This is that Subaru. This is that Subaru. And for those of you that doesn't know, the Subaru is the vehicle that Dawn bought for Candace right after Summer went missing, or right before Summer. When was it? She bought it in December, or he bought it. I think it was in December of 2021. No, 2020, December 2020, somewhere around there. That's when he bought it. Now, where this is located at, this is located at the property where TBI was searching. Well, Wise Willow, when was that photo taken? It says that this photo was taken December 5th, 2024 at 2:40 a.m. 2:40 a.m. Now, maybe there was a wreck. Maybe the wreck was on December 4th or December 5th, 2024. But if I remember correctly, I swear it was like in the springtime that the wreck happened. I don't know. I could be completely wrong on that. Don't hold me to it. But that's just the way I remember. Like there was a wreck. I don't know. Nana might know that. I should ask her. But regardless, I want you to think, and this is my question here. Is this a coincidence that Don and Candace's vehicle was right here? There was, and the reason their vehicle was totaled, just to, remind you, the reason their vehicle was towed or totaled rather was because Don tried to run over Candace. They got in a fight. Now, this fight and this accident happened on Van Hill Road. Okay. Now, think about that a second. This fight happened on Van Hill Road, exactly where the TBI is going to search later. And this night, which I have told you this, others have told you this, the night that this accident happened, one of the person that owns this property takes Don back home. He is at that time, Don's in rough shape because he fucked up his ribs and stuff at the time. They are still together, yes. Yes, I find that particular, Justin. Yeah. Yeah. So just think about this. I mean, yeah, Don and Candace fight. They fight all the time. They fight all the time. It's not every day that they try to he tries to unalive her by hitting her with the car. But why here? Is it a coincidence that their car months months before TBI comes there and searches the property, that he hits the tree right there? Oh, Debbie, it was wrecked and it was totaled. That's the question. And then after this wreck and it was towed, this person who owns this property takes Don home in the middle of the night, takes him home in the middle of the night, and then um in this is December 2025. When did they do the was the Van Hill search? How many months ago? Several months later. They're right here. It is a Subaru. Don didn't even go to the doctor because he was drinking and driving. Yep, that's right. He sat up on the hill and he nursed his wounds. Um, Candace left him at that time, and she was staying with, we'll just say, some of her friends. I don't find that a coincidence. I don't find it a coincidence. Now, that's just me, though. I'm one of 8 billion on the planet, right? One of 8 billion on the planet. Um, Mr. Frank Hill uh, did speak about these particular this truck. Now, remember, there was just put it all together, folks, and just tell me if these are all coincidences or is there something more in your opinion? Just your opinion. Okay, these are in no particular order. Hold on one second. Yeah. Hold on one second. Yeah. Okay. Is Daphne in here? No. Okay. All right. So let's get to it. Um oh, my phone's gonna die. Damn. Okay. Mr. Hill says here. Now, Frank Hill is the one that owns the uh the tree service. The tree service. His father the property. Owns the property, right? And so there's the tree service is down the road. I don't get there's things let me just read it let me just read this. Okay. He says, I have confirmation on where the location was, but the rumor of it being in South America, he's talking about the red truck. There was uh, around June 15th, there was talks about a red truck with a ladder rack on or around where Summer Wells could have been abducted. Okay. And they were looking for a red Toyota with possibly a ladder rack. And the rumor was that it went to South America. Okay. So that's what he's talking about. I don't know about that, but I could definitely see it being in Mexico. The reason I say that, the reason I say that is I live very close to an interstate, and it is normal for certain times of the year, normally around the end of harvest season, for local farmers at the truck stops in Baylinton, you will see a truck with four wheeler or motorcycles, motorcycles, and it will be towing one another in the trucks. And the back of the other truck will be a motorcycle or four wheeler or something like that, something of that nature. And the drivers are always Hispanic. So, from what I've been told over the years, it is that you cannot take large amounts of cash over the border into Mexico, but you can take vehicles and four wheelers and motorcycles and such. Okay. So, this red truck that uh, they do openly admit that they had a red Toyota truck. I mean, I found it in their name a long time ago. I showed you guys that with the lives. Um, they sold it. They sold it. They said they didn't they put it for sale or anything like that. Just this person came and offered them money. Just came and offered them money to buy the truck, which I find odd. I find odd. Out of, you know, a year or so later after Summer Wells vanishes, this random person, that you wasn't going to sell it. They just come and offer you money for this truck that has 400,000 miles on it. Hmm, interesting. Wendy, thank you so much for 14 months, my dear. Appreciate you. Hope I think you mean hope you're rested. You work so hard. Thank you so much, Wendy. Appreciate you, my love. Good to see you. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you always. Say 23 months. That's absolutely good. Love you, darling. Thank you for continuing to discuss Sweet Summer's case. She deserves justice. Summer is forever in my heart. Yes. Thank you so much. Always late. She is. She is. She is so loved by so many of us. So, are all of these things a coincidence? I don't know. I don't know. But I will say I find it very odd that now people sell their trucks, people sell their vehicles. I'm not saying that they don't, but he says they didn't even put it for sale or anything. It was just this, which I'm going to show you more text. He says someone just comes and offers him some money. Well, yeah, why not? It's 400,000 miles, just been sitting there, kind of thing. I don't know. Um, so he says, they sell it to Mexico okay, let me see here. So I believe the chances that there are someone called it in with their earnings that they may have made while in the US and took it back home and resold. It's south of the US border because the trucks that I've always seen towing the other trucks. Okay. Okay. Now, Frank also tells Ryan in his video something. Hello, Nana. Good to see you, my dear. Clutch and Pearls, another one of the Alabamas. Yeah, yeah. I've got a live we're going to do on that one. Uh, Leilani, yeah. So he says right here that, let me see here, things that let me go to this one because this one's better. The truck had 400,000 miles on it, and those 400,000 miles were used for work. It was beat all to shit. The truck was not up for sale. Someone just made him an offer, meaning his dad made him an offer on that, and it made it worth selling rather than having to do major repairs at some point. Sometimes later, and I mean like over a year probably, I seen the truck at the gas station in Baileyton and pulled up beside it and spoke to a younger guy that was driving it. And he was telling me about everything that he replaced on the truck. This guy had put a new hood on it, new grill, bumpers done, a little bit of body work, put a bed liner in it, and replaced the front hubs, shocks, bearings in the rear, axles, and universal in the truck. And the list goes on, of the things that he mentioned replacing. And that's the last time I seen the truck, and he was a white gentleman, younger, not sure how old, really nice guy, seems like, and that is what I know and have seen with my own eyes. And or I guess it means heard with his own ears. I know that it was the FBI that had to retrieve the truck because it was out in because it was out. I guess he means he was out of Tennessee anymore. I have no confirmation on where the location was, but the rumor of it being South America, I don't know about that, but I could definitely see it being in Mexico. The reason, and that's what I was reading to you earlier. The reason I say that is I live very close to the interstate and it was normal for certain times of year. Okay, there we go again. Pants on fire. Mm. Well, it's just interesting to me how um, truck wasn't for sale at all. It needed a lot of work. I mean, yeah, if it's got 400,000 miles and it's carrying pigs everywhere, I'm sure it does. It's a farm truck, right? That's what farm trucks do. Um, I just have a problem, not a problem. I just have really bad feeling that all of this is not coincidence, meaning this truck that was not for sale and this guy sees it over a year later and they fix it up and this other person allegedly sold it and it goes to all places, potentially Mexico, and the FBI is, he says, is looking for it or got it. And then, some months before that, Don is trying to unalive Candace by hitting her with a car out in front of where they live at, in the early hours of the morning. He totals his car. Don gets a ride back with the owner of this property. And then some months later, they are on his property tearing the hell out of everything, looking for something very specific. You got me? Maybe it's a coincidence. Could be. Could be. I don't think it is, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Toyotas go forever. They go forever. Um, but again, I just don't see it a coincidence, in my opinion. Um, sorry, he says I have okay, typos and all that. Let me find it. Because the trucks that I've always seen towing the other trucks, all with the broilers and motorcycles and all that, have always been used Toyotas and Nissan trucks. Yeah, I mean, people want uh, Nissans and Toyotas and stuff, and because they go forever, right? They go forever. They go forever. Okay. Is Daphne in here? I'm still trying to see. Okay. Now, um, this guy Frank says he's a nice guy. Blah 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 blah. But then he says the red truck. It has not been linked to the Summers case, other than just the simple fact that it is a red truck. Okay, and that is true, right? We don't know if Summers if there's a red truck linked in any way, shape, or form with Summers' case. This person said that it could have been the 14th or the 15th of June. That is true. Absolutely true. Um, again, I think it's weird that this person has a red truck and Don and Candace are right there at the property and it's sold and all of this. Again, it is true. We don't know about the red truck, if it has anything to do with Summers' case or not. Don brought up Mexico in the beginning. Make sure. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, Don's family had to go get him from. I think they had to go get him from Mexico or something like that, or he was a whole mess. He was trying to deal in too many coincidences. Yeah, I agree. So, he says, so we asked, why did the guy buy the truck? He says, I really don't remember. I would be guessing. So he doesn't know why they bought the red truck, but he would just be guessing. So the FBI didn't get it because there was evidence in it? Question mark. If there was evidence in the truck, someone would be in handcuffs. Correct? He says. No, not. I mean, it takes time. It takes time. Not saying that there's evidence or not no evidence at all, but I think that's just always a convenient way for them to say, "Well, don't you think I'd be in jail?" Um, he also says, "Oh, the truck never had a ladder rack on it," and I agree with that. I think it had not a ladder rack. I think it's one of those. What are they called? Where they haul the animals in. Because remember, this was a pig farm where summer, or not where summer, where they were searching. Cattle rack. No, it wasn't Linda. No, it wasn't. But it's funny. Cattle rack. Okay. Give me a second. Why is it not popping up here? And to support that, he says, I provided TBI with a video from my security cameras on June 5th, 2021, of it not having a ladder rack or anything at all on the back of it. Well, that's 10 days difference. I mean, you can put a ladder rack or a cattle rack or whatever on it in that amount of time. I'm not saying he did, I'm not saying he didn't, but the difference from June 5th to June 15th is a difference. It just is. Different dates, right? And the information I'm giving you is not to have my name attached to what he said. There you go. There you go. Okay. Mhm. So yeah, this was Tennessee. There's something weird here, in my opinion, that's going on. In Ryan's video, uh, here, this is the summary. The Van Hill raid. Frank describes unexpected arrival of unmarked government cars and federal agents who quickly secured his father's property with a search warrant. Initially, he was barred from entering his own land, but eventually gained access um, after persistent attempts. So, why, again, do you? It takes a lot for there to be a search warrant like this. Always because I've literally never had it happen. So I thought maybe I was doing something wrong. Oh, YouTube's been crazy. It really has lately. So there we go. And then he continues in the video. The remains in the cadaver dogs, 3-minute 37 mark. Frank sarcastically mentions remains to gain the agent's attention. This is what YouTube summary says. This led to the cadaver dogs searching his property, specifically an area after his father's, where he buries the livestock near a compost pile. The search for Frank's land was complete, according to Mr. Hill, within an hour. I think it's going to take them more than an hour. Just my opinion. Again, that's just my opinion. I think it's going to take a hell of a lot more than an hour of them being there. TBI or FBI, they're going to, in my opinion, make sure that they're going to be looking very, very closely for that. Okay. The Toyota Tacoma. This is 5-minute 45-second. The search warrant was specifically for documentation and parts related to the Toyota Tacoma. Frank insists his father's truck, a beat up 400,000 mile frame truck, did not match the TBI's "Be on the Lookout" flyer. He explains that the truck rather, was sold locally and believes it ended up in South America export pipeline due to common practices in the area. Don Wells' 1 a.m. crash, 8-minute and 40-second. Frank clarifies the rumors about Paul Hill giving Don Wells a ride home at 1 a.m. car crash. He explains it was a neighborly act as Don crashed near Paul's driveway late at night and they are merely neighbors, not friends. Well, they are they? I mean, is it neighbors? Is this neighbors? I mean, they live quite a ways away. in my opinion. But everyone is yes, yes. He gave him a ride home this night, and again, this is before TBI, months before TBI showed up or whatever. I want to know, were they doing something this night? Was something happening this night? Was Don and Candace taking an old ride? Were they moving something, maybe checking on something? Because there was a tip that came from this. There was a tip that came in about before. I mean, that's how, in my opinion, that they got the tip came in and they checked whatever that they checked out, the TBI or the FBI, and that just because someone calls and says, "Oh, well, you need to check this property," that they'll look at the tip, but there has to be a lot of probable cause to go on someone's privately owned property and go through their shit. It's just the truth. That is just the truth of it. Right? So this night that this wreck happened, a viable tip. Absolutely. Absolutely. So there's that. He explains it was a neighborly act. Okay. Debunking excavation rumors. All right. 1040. Frank refutes claims of dirt being hauled off the property during the search. He explains that a nearby business was doing unrelated excavation work, and neighbors mistook this activity as connected to the search. Again, I know a lot of people were saying that they took dirt off the property and stuff. And I told you from the get-go, like I didn't, any of my sources or anybody I spoke to never said that there was dirt taken off the property. You couldn't see anything like that. So the other Sharon, thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you. Thank you, Justin, for all the work you do. Thank you so much, Miss Sharon. Appreciate you, my love. Thank you so much. Yeah, Dukes. I mean, I understand that. I understand people want to buy your your old truck or whatever. It's a Toyota or whatever. I get that. I get that. What I'm saying is is it around the time a missing child goes missing, and it is the parents are fighting, trying to unalive each other around this property, and they total their own car, and this is before the TBI goes there and search, and the person that they are giving a ride to, they're searching their property months later, and you know what I mean? Like it's all a bit odd. Someone found where Don was wrecked and the car called in the gym. Well, no, I mean, here's the car. If you can see down here, if you can see right here, this is where the car is. Excuse me. Pardon me. This is the car right there. Right here is the driveway. Right? Let me see if I've got this video. Give me a second. I got a video here of it. Let me pull this video. Here we go. Let's go to this right here. All right. You're going to see this right here. This is during the daytime. Now, what I just showed you is the car is right down here, but it's in the morning time. And, this is of the daytime, but we're up here. This is the property that they searched, allegedly. And, well, not allegedly. This is the property that they searched. And the car, Don and Candace's car, is right here. Right here where this tree is. Okay. And then right here, if you just get going down a little bit, this is where the tree trimming business is. Right here is the tree trimming business. That is the owner of a tree service, right? This is the business right here. That and listen, I know like Frank is watching me right now. I guarantee you he's watching me right now. He's welcome to be in chat if he does type anything. Nobody be nasty toward him or anything like that, because always trying to learn things rather than yell past each other or whatever. So there's that. Justin, do you think it's where they had the son's name then called in a tip? They had the son's name. I don't know if that's the same hill that was mentioned at the first case. I don't know what you mean by that. Interesting. They're doing lie detector tests today. Savannah's hubby flew into Tucson recently. Yeah, but in the family's case, they did lie detector tests a long time ago, from what I understand. Yes, finding Summer is our priority. Yeah, absolutely. So I think again, I have never left the house, as Chris McDonough from the interview room says. I've never left the house. There is nothing that will convince me otherwise that Don and Candace, specifically Don, doesn't know where his daughter is. Because again, all three, Don, Candace, and Grandis's phone at 3:30 was deleted. I haven't left the house. Okay. But that being said, doesn't mean others don't know something happened, isn't involved in some way, shape, or form. The things that Don has put out with his own words. One second. Give me 1 second, guys. Makes me very, very suspicious. Very, very suspicious. When Dawn says, I know she's in a hotel room right now, getting the beat out of her and stuff. That's not normal. Thank you so much, Sharon. Appreciate you, love. Guys, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Greatly appreciate you.
Well, I'm not going to lie to you, right? Well, I'm not going to lie to you, Doug. I'm going to be straight up with you. It's been a major problem in my life.
Right. I know.
It has. It really has.
Here he's talking about Coca-Cola has been a major problem in his life. When this man has tried to sell his other child years ago for rugs. This is coming from his own mouth.
I'm not going to lie to you because, you know what? Because I want to be realistic with you and I want to be fair with you and I want to be, a brother to you.
I appreciate that, and I want to be the same to you, Don.
And I didn't put it together, but when I thought about it more and more, there's no way that them kids belong to that black woman. And they were addicted to.
Right.
Yes.
Again, he's talking about children here that was around a woman, and he says the children were addicted to Coca-Cola. First of all, why was he around these children? Second of all, why were you in that situation at all? And third, how would you know if children were addicted to Coca-Cola? If you know what I mean.
So they were like, what was
them kids could have been kidnapped from anywhere in the United States,
right?
And addicted to cocaine and controlled by cocaine.
That beast, huh?
Sir?
That kind of beast, huh?
Is what?
Is that beast? It'll bring out the
Coca-Cola is that kind of beast, huh? Now listen to what he says right here.
Well, you can get anybody. You know how it is. Well, maybe you don't, but I'll tell you. I will tell you that. You know, okay. I will educate you now. When you get addicted to drugs, you will sell your own soul to stay high. Addicted to drugs, you will sell your own soul to stay high. Addicted to drugs, you will sell your own soul to stay high. Someone could be in a situation like this.
Listen.
That's what scares me.
Right.
You will sell your whole soul to stay high. Summer could be in that situation. Royal, he tried. You can ask his siblings, his step siblings. He tried to sell his son when he was withdrawing one time. And this is his oldest son, not from Candace.
Well, I'm not going to lie to you, Doug. I'm going to be straight up with you. It's been a major.
So, how does that happen? You get what I mean? How does that happen? Thank you for sending me that. 1 second. 10. That's what I want to know. And again, when I think of the interview room, Chris McDonough, he talks about the building down there, the building down by the road. Don doesn't really want to talk about if he went in that building in the beginning. Remember, he went there where that building was first. Now, Don was not working that day. He was not working that day. He played it off like he was, but he fired Dudley, the guy he worked with, the day before. The shed. Exactly. So, something was planned here. Angela says, hello, does anyone remember a video of our picture not long after her disappearance? There was a Mexican guy at a store pumping gas. I don't remember that. No, I don't think Summer's in Mexico or anything like that. I don't. I think Summer is very close to home.
Problem in my life.
Right. I know.
It has.
Well,
Really.
so there's that. And he says all of this has been a big old problem in his life. And December 5th, 2024, 2:40 in the morning, someone took this picture of Don and Candace's car right here. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. If you ask me. 1 second here. Let me pull this part up. I remember seeing a video of someone showing a pig farm. Well, yes. So the property that they searched, one of these guys, I don't know if it's Paul or whatever, and I can tell you one thing for sure. Paul has certainly, which, maybe something, may not be anything, but has certainly spoken to other neighbors about Summer Wells' case. I do know that for a fact, that people that know him, that he would just, how can I say it so that I don't out him, that he would be around them and just randomly bring up Summer's case as well. But this is the property, and the picture that I was just showing you, it's being taken from like somewhere up here, and Don and Candace's car is like right here. And again, this is the farm that they were searching, the TBI and the FBI and them, which again had pigs on it. I know that they tore apart different parts of the property, specifically like the barn, and they were looking around all the property. He says it was done within, and they were there only about an hour. I don't believe that. I don't believe it was an hour at all. We can't forget CPS was involved before Summer's disappearance. Absolutely. I also believe Ronnie Lawson and Tim Mullins are involved, and not in a good way. I don't think that, I think Tim, if anything, tries to protect Don and Candace, but everyone has. Justin, the ladder rack, what else could look like a ladder rack on a red Tacoma? Well, Mary, from what I understand, it was a cattle rack. You know how there's like, how they It's the things like when you're going to like move animals, like farm animals, small farm animals like goats, sheep, pigs, or whatever. It's like a thing that keeps the animals in, like a stock rack. Yeah, a stock rack. Some people call them, I call them a cattle rack or whatever. But which, in my opinion, would make a lot of sense. This red Toyota on this property that was a pig farm. You know what I mean? So there's that. Okay, let's see here. Let me see what else it says here. Okay. So there was the dirt being hauled off. From what I understand, and I've always understood, there was no like big things of dirt taken off or anything. I've never seen that, but a lot of people was putting that out. Frank's final word to the public, 12:04. Frank expresses frustration with the quote unnecessary drama and quote misleading, intentional drama-filled information surrounding the Summer Wells case on the internet. He believes this information has harmed the investigation and calls for the community to focus on Summer's case rather than speculation. He concludes that the lack of arrest or follow up after the extensive search suggests the TBI found nothing significant on their property. That could very well be the truth. They may have not found anything on the property. But regardless, I still believe that something made them go there again after nearly 5 years of a 5-year-old child being missing. You guys hear she does, Lolo. She really does. I just want this to be over. Hold on, what's this? Is this the 911 call or is this the old one?
911. This is all right. Where you please stand and I'll say the rock. What's the address? 110 Ben Hill Road. My husband's lost his mind. Okay. He's out of control. My husband is out of control. Okay. Has he hit you or anything? No, not. He threw me down, but it's okay. Okay. What is your name? Davis Blythe. What's your callback number? 423. I'll be able to do that.
1 second here.
I never heard that part. No, we can get.
You can hear Dawn in the background here. You can hear him say, "Get off the phone."
No, they hear the everything.
Get off.
Who said that? No. Because you answered it, I thought that when I did. Yes, you did. You called.
Remember, this is what they did around the kids. Am I frozen? I remember everyone talking about the cornbread mafia. Oh my God. Okay, I'm not frozen. Okay, thank you.
I said said Jose and Annabelle.
Which, I never heard that part.
No, you only heard what's writing here. What? Oh, wait.
You left it open for me to think.
No, I did not.
This is still how they act today, by the way.
Look, I'm done. Stop.
So now, I don't know. He took off, I guess. Are you there? Hello?
I'm here. Hold on just a minute.
This was the night that Dawn and Jose and all of them were fighting, and then after this, Dawn would have went to prison for a long time. But Candace dropped the charges, and then that's when Candace got the Subaru. That's when Candace got the Subaru, which is interesting how that happened. Thank you so much, Possum. But I can't really believe Dawn. Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely. There's no way in hell that I believe Dawn or Candace or Grandis. The problem is, what is the link? Because this guy that is talking about the truck and stuff, it's not making sense. Is this a coincidence, all of this with this property? Or does Dawn and Candace know something about this property and the owners have no idea? But the way that Frank, in my opinion, talks, a lot of strange things. Oh, I do too, Linda. He's terrible. He's absolutely terrible that all this has happened. I mean, it's terrible how he just continues, and he's tearing. He is literally tearing down signs of his daughter's flyers. You know, it makes me wonder if Dawn and Candace, like, there was so many different people in their home. Like, they would just allow anybody in. Do I think that they sold her? I don't think that they sold her as in, it's hard to talk about really, but I don't think they sold her as in, here, she's for sale. I think if anything, oh God, I hate to talk about it. I think they may have rented, if that makes sense, rented. There are, oh my God, people in Appalachia are the nicest people you'll ever meet. They will give you anything, like the shirt off their back, even though a lot of them don't have much. But, you know, these two, they're just, you know, Dawn's not even from the area, really. Okay. We're going to go to something.
Mama, I want to go play with the boys. Candy walked her back to the house. And
It's all a lie.
She asked the boys to keep an eye on her, and that's the last time I seen her.
Hell no.
Oh wow! Someone sent me
I
this. I'm
won't
gonna show y'all
drink
this. 1
again.
second.
Because them boys in my summer is the love of my life. I will never drink or do anything against them ever again. I mean, I don't.
You on which direction and
Everything's slow motion now.
I know.
Well, at some point, Allie and Hunter and them find out that Summer's gone. They completely flip on us, on Candace. You know, and I don't understand that.
Did you talk to them directly?
No, they won't talk to me. They won't talk to Candace.
Because you're a creep, Don.
And you're kind of on the beach there or on the shoreline there.
You see,
Okay.
there's a little like tree there or log.
Yeah.
She went like as far as that and not no farther. I just seen that she was underwater for like 15 seconds. So I was like, "Are you okay?" And I pulled up. She said, "Yeah, I'm just."
Oh, well, that was taken after that. Mother's Day was the first time I saw her with her haircut, so that was probably taken close to Mother's Day right there.
Okay.
You guys push out some information about the red truck. I know that this is not here, but just so we
Listen.
can talk about it with you guys. Is that still something you're looking for? Do you still want people to submit tips, or is that over and we're just not looking for the red truck anymore?
I'm going to call on TBI Special Agent in charge, Derek Newport, just to talk about that and where that stands.
Now he talks about it
I
here.
would tell you yes, just to eliminate. We still don't have a good timeline of when that was observed.
We still don't have a good timeline of when that was observed.
The police were stopping the traffic there on the main road, the paved road, but then you could walk this way and then go up the driveway. And the driveway, at the base of the driveway, where it's real steep going up, that was all blocked off with yellow tape. And there was people there and like side-by-sides and officers and stuff there. And then there were officers out the main road. It was probably around 10 o'clock or so. They finally, said, well, go ahead and go. I guess they wanted us to wait until the dogs were done doing their sniffing. They didn't want to mess up the scent.
Makes sense.
So they let us go up after that. Now, David had already been up there before I had, and I don't know the details about when or how, but I know that he was there before I got there and had already talked to the family. Okay. And by the time I got there, they had not allowed us to go back up.
The rumor.
My daughter's probably on the fucking streets right now somewhere.
Okay. Don flipped out here. He flipped out on this one. And listen to what he says. He knows what's happening.
Nobody's listening to me. I know where she's at. She's in a fucking motel room somewhere with some fucking weirdo. Fucking motherfucker trying to sell her a little bit of crack.
Don says the TBI and FBI, or Hawkins County, said he accused him of selling his daughter.
Okay. I know how it works.
He knows how it works. He knows how it works because remember, the two kids in California that were addicted to the Coca-Cola with the lady who was trying to sell them. Listen to this.
Daughter's probably on the fucking streets right now somewhere. Nobody's listening to me. I know where she's at.
I know where she's at.
She's in a fucking motel room somewhere with some fucking weirdo. Fucking motherfucker trying to sell her a little bit of crack cocaine. I know how it works.
Trying to sell her for a little bit of Coca-Cola. He knows how it works.
Somewhere pulled up in a fucking motel room. I'm telling you what I've seen with my own eyes.
I believe that you have seen this.
I did not stand it when I was younger. Imagine someone take.
He didn't understand it when he was younger. What happened,
Your
Don?
daughter hostage.
Yeah.
Your beautiful daughter that you just got back, and they're playing games with your fucking head. Would you not want to kill them?
Yes, I would.
She was a tomboy. I shaved my head. She wanted to have her head shaved like me and the boys did.
She tried to shave her head.
She tried
in
to
the
shave her
back
head
and make
herself.
it. I think you can see it in some of the pictures, and it was getting out of control. So we decided to shave her head off and let it grow back long, and she shaved her head to so she wouldn't feel bad, and but it didn't bother her at this point. Well, we knew all the time that was her, her being tormented or locked in a dungeon or basement or something, because she loved to be outside all the time. That was her. Unfortunately, her downfall. Because a lot of times the boys would be inside and we'd be like, "Where's Summer? Why'd you leave her out there alone?"
Again, this part bothers me because the boys allegedly said the last time they saw Summer was by the swing. Don says it was her downfall of being outside, and we told the boys, don't leave her outside. But Summer was supposedly inside when she was abducted. How does that happen? Why is this her downfall? She's a 5-year-old in the middle of the country on top of a mountain on a dead-end road.
Go get Summer now, and that's happened over and over.
This was day 13 of her missing.
Over again.
First
And
interview.
we'd come out and she would always be close by, but we was always coming up. She had to be outside. She was an outdoor person, and I'm so afraid that she's locked away. She's such a loving heart and everything, and I'm afraid that she won't be able to, I'm locked away where she can't be outside or play with a puppy or anything, love nature, and that's my greatest fear, that she's not able to do any of these things anymore, or that she could possibly, I don't want to think she's dead, but it's a possibility.
Me and Candace know for a fact that Summer was abducted. We know that, but
Can you share with me why you know for a fact or how you know?
well, the reason that I know is because I know my wife, and I know what kind of emotions and the heartbreak that she's been going through, and the way everything happened when she called me.
Have police given you any information on that or anything pointing to that?
No.
That's unheard of.
Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson says that they have found no evidence Summer was abducted.
Why is it our property is any different than any other property where kids are abducted? Why?
Okay, sorry, I was muted. I pulled up my chat here so I could see you guys. It's a downfall because of Don. Yes. He says he...
What makes them think, oh, there's no way an abduction can happen here, but everywhere else is probable, but not this property?
Because you live way from the interstate. You live on a one-lane dead-end country road on a mountain while you say the child is inside and there is 2 adults outside, 3 children upstairs, 3 children that you say was home alone all day?
That you can even possibly imagine that's bullshit. You know, the most important thing you've lost right now is your daughter, Mom.
Yeah,
Well,
it's your daughter.
okay.
Let me turn that down. It's loud.
If my daughter comes back, I no longer have a job. I have nobody no more. If my daughter's dead, there's a guaranteed spot in the resurrection. And that's a lot of gold. A lot of gold.
If my daughter's dead, it's a guaranteed spot in the resurrection. That's worth a lot of gold. A lot of gold, he says.
When my little sister came missing, I was in between Arkansas and Tennessee.
Listen to what Don says there.
When my little sister came missing, I was in between.
He says underneath his breath, your mom is watching, you better watch it.
Sister came missing, I was in between Arkansas and Tennessee. When my
Let me ask you a question. Can you touch her now?
No, I can't. I wish I could.
You can't even see her now.
Don't you think I don't wish I can?
I know you wish you can. Do you think Don wishes you can? You heard everything he said.
About what he said.
I know you don't. I know you don't. But you heard what he said. How does that change your feelings about that, Candace? Knowing that's how he felt.
You know what? I have a whole lot of changed feelings. If someone was standing here right now in this kitchen and in this room, there'd be nobody that could stop me from running up and grabbing her and holding her and just loving on her every second that I could.
You talk to Don. Does he show that sort of passion about his missing daughter? Does he care that much, or is it just about a lot of gold?
Listen to what she says about Don.
Kinda. A little bit. Not much.
Not much. Not much at all.
If my daughter's dead, there's a guaranteed spot in the resurrection. And that's a lot of gold. A lot of gold.
There's so much, Candace, you probably missed out on.
You know, every night I lay here and I listen to music and stuff, and I'm like in a prayer kind of like, I'm like, Summer, where are you? How can I find you? Where can I come get you at? What can I do? And it fucking, it destroys me every night. You're not in between. But I'm letting you know how I feel about the whole script.
And Josie.
So the boys.
And Josie. Wyatt. And Josie.
So the boys.
Yeah, the boys.
Okay, went to work with Don.
That's what I'm supposed to be.
Remember that? Remember that? Oh, they're wasted as hell there. Yeah. Hunter, which we forget about that, he was told that the kids went with Don that day, not that they stayed at the house.
We pulls up there in front of that mailbox.
Okay.
And so I dap her up like usual. She comes in. We're all sitting down. I ask her what happened to her grandma because she wouldn't tell me over the phone. She said that she hurt her knee because of kids.
Why wouldn't she tell Hunter over the phone what was wrong with Grandma?
Where did she say she went on vacation for? Gatlinburg. She said she went to Gatlinburg for a little vacation with the kids, and the kids kept kicking her leg, and she has supposedly a plastic knee or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so they took her to the hospital.
Was at the hospital, and who's with her that
Just
day?
Summer.
Just Summer. Okay.
Not the entire day until we pick up the grandma.
Okay.
Not the entire day until we pick up the grandma. Okay.
Or 10 or...
No, just from your memory, not from Mom's
I think
memory.
it was at least 10 because I bought it. And then she said, "You want to go fishing summer?" I said, "Do you care if I come with?" Because it's summer. And I treat her like a little sister.
Right.
And she said, "You got to ask Allie."
Okay.
But she calls her Candy or Candace. And then she calls her Allie or Allison.
If you guys had a message for Don, she said she walked out of the house. Summer walked out of the house. Well, she didn't say somebody took her out of the house.
She said she walked out of the house.
She walked out of the house. That's what Candace told you that night at 1 a.m. What else she said?
That was about it because I hung up on her.
Yeah. So she said Summer walked out of the house.
Yeah, she goes,
well, I didn't
she
see
was
him do
downstairs
it.
in the
She said they
basement.
just
She
saw
opened the
you.
door
Remember
and
you cursed me
just
out?
walked
That was
out.
because I asked him when's Summer's birthday. That was
That was you.
Yeah.
That's
me. My statements will be heard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you expect it to be end soon?
No.
No.
I don't
Why?
know. They know where her body is, and if they don't let anybody up on the property, then that means she's probably
We're
good.
hiding
She's
some.
up there. And they're
They-
trying to
they
cover
stopped
up
all
where
law
the
enforcement
bones are
from going
gone
up there and
too,
doing
where
more
there's
searches.
nothing, you know.
No, I know.
Do you think Don Wells went to work? Did he go to work that day?
Oh, no.
You don't
We
know.
don't know for sure.
She came here,
In the morning.
picked up Hunter about 10:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And these were her words. "We're going to go fishing. I want to take Summer fishing."
Not the boys.
Not the boys. No boys were with her.
Just the
Because
stupid grandmother.
grandma's in the hospital because the boys were in Gatlinburg and the boys kicked her in her bad knee.
She has an iron knee or something. You know what I'm saying.
She had knee replacement. So they dropped Hunter back off here at 2:30. They're parked right in front of that.
With this pole?
Yep.
So 10:30 to 2:30. That's 4 hours. She would be 10 now. Justin, do you think the new sheriff will find Summer? No. No, I think the TBI, if Summer's going to be found, it's going to be the TBI. And that's what I think, in my opinion. There's way too much way too much. It's crazy. Let me see if I found that. This is all you need to know right here. Don, he's trying to hurt my daughter. He can get bent. But when it comes to this property, I believe this property is very, very important. And I think it's going to be important in this case for whatever reason. I think there is a link here, whether it is, I think this property is very important that they searched. Whether, anybody on the property is related to it in any way, or just Don and Candace. Yeah, Linda. And it's still not moving fast enough for Michael Vaughn, in my opinion. But, at least we're getting there. I really believe the video she was doing with Mary, that was some of the people that involved in this Little Angels case. I don't know. But, something is wrong. This is, 10 miles away? About 10 miles away. What is that, a box? I guess it's a pizza box. Something. But the person that, those text messages, I don't, it's very uncomfortable. Like, this guy, I don't think he's a good person at all. Like, at all. One second. Oh, hold on 1 second. Oh, I gotta show y'all something. Hold on. Let me show you this. What Nana. To everyone asking, Don Wells admitted to tearing down the flyers at the theater with at least 50 witnesses. He was escorted out of the theater when he attacked me at Summer's Christmas tree decorating with missing and exploited children. Don Wells, you better stay away from Summer's flyers, you son of a bitch. This is the 5th time I've replaced them. You are a piece of effing shit. I hope you rot in hell. And I second that with Nana. I've given you the benefit of the doubt for 4.5 years. No more, you MF. I'll do everything I can to put you behind bars, you MRFer. And yeah, Nana has worked her entire ass off putting up flyers for 4.5 years. And she, truly gave Don and Candace the benefit of the doubt. Her and I really disagreed on a lot of stuff on that, but nonetheless, I've always adored Nana because her heart really cares, and she truly tried to give Don and Candace the benefit of the doubt. But Don and Candace will just fuck over anybody until they cannot use you anymore and use you up, and then it's fuck you. Don is taking down Summer Moon Utah Wells, his daughter's flyers that he says he gives a shit about. Now you tell me, why in God's green earth would anyone support someone like that and think that they have nothing to do with their missing daughter's case when this asshole is tearing down his daughter's flyers, who's been missing for 5 years and has done not a fucking thing to help find her other than lie his ass off and try to confuse people even more. And to be honest with you, that's the feeling that I get from certain individuals around this property as well. That, they can seem nice and all that, but there is games people are trying to play. It reminds me so much of Don trying to play these games, trying to confuse people even more. And that's weird. It's very weird. Summer has been missing as long as she was on the planet. Can you imagine? Think about this. That makes me want to cry. Honestly, I was just thinking about this. It just kind of went through my head. This is Summer's face. Little precious Summer's face. And someone actively gets out of their car, Dawn, and you rip it off. You don't even have the decency of taking that flyer and even putting it in your car, but you just throw your daughter's face on the ground. You're a piece of shit. Big piece of shit, Dawn. Very much piece of big of shit. So anyway, there's that. Guys, I'll be back here. I've been live an hour and 40 minutes, my dear. Yeah. I'll be back here within the hour. We're going to be covering Nancy Guthrie case as well. And there's another case out of Alabama. A little girl that's missing, has been missing, is still missing. Her mother is in custody, but family hasn't seen her since at least Christmas. And they have no idea where she is, and they really don't believe she's alive. Yeah, Sherry, I've been on it, so I'm gonna cover that as well. So I'll be back with that. It's only 7:30. It feels a lot later than that. What parent does that? Yeah, I know. Yeah, her name is Genesis Reed. Yep. A lot of people know what happened to Summer, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree. There's some to know for sure. All right, guys, I'll be back in a little bit. Thank you all so much for joining me. Justice for Summer Moon Utah Wells, Dawn, Candace, anyone else that has anything to do with Summer missing, go to hell, straight to hell. Justice is coming for Summer. I do believe that. And I believe it's going to take time to get some more stuff back, but I do believe it will ultimately be solved. So, but I wanted to come on here and talk to you about this before we go live on Nancy Guthrie. Nancy's case has just been all consuming. So, all right, guys, I'll be back in a little bit. Thank you all so much for joining me. God bless everyone. Bye-bye.